Hello and welcome to my review of the Infractors for Emperor's Children, for Chaos Space Marines, for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now, if you just type in Infractors into Games Workshop web store, you won't get any results. I'm not sure why they haven't created like a separate entry into both the Emperor's Children category or into Chaos Space Marines, but they haven't. So what you have to do is you have to select Tormentors, because it's the same set. You can either build 10 Tormentors or 10 Infractors. Maybe they'll get around to adding it at some point. But the main point is that a box of these will cost you £44 for 10 of them and consists of 212 plastic components. It also includes 10 32mm bases and an Emperor's Children transfer sheet, which contains 150 water slide transfers. Now, the format of this review will be like all of the other Emperor's Children reviews, in that I'll have a look at each of these Infractors individually. I'll go through their poses, their options, how easy they were to build, things like that. Then I'll go through all of their spare parts, of which you're pretty much going to end up with a similar number of spare parts as if you built them as Tormentors. Then I'll go through some size comparisons with Tormentors and other Emperor's Children minis, and then at the end I'll go through all of their rules found in the brand new 10th edition codex. So first things first then, let's have a look at these Infractors. They differ from the Tormentors in that the Tormentors can have like 2 melter guns or 2 plasma guns, and then the rest of them have bolt guns with the champion, or in this case it's called an Obsessionist, that can be equipped with like a power sword, plasma pistol, rapture, whip, whereas these are all equipped with bolt pistols and dueling sabers. So it really is up to you whether you are going for like the close combat versions of like the troops, or you're going for bolt guns and plasma and melter. So let's have a look at these. First of all, we'll kick off with the Obsessionist. Here is the Obsessionist for the Infractors, how I've built him anyway, with a plasma pistol facing down and a power sword. You'll see on some of them that I've actually glued on the stims in a few places. I just think that they're more close combat specialists than the standard Tormentors, so yeah, I've given them more stims. Here is the Obsessionist from the aforementioned Tormentors. So right here, plasma pistol but with a rapture whip. I actually prefer this one than the other one, but there we go. Just gives you an idea, and they can be hot swapped out of the unit if you need to, so that's good. Then I have sort of this one, about to administer a stim through one of the ports in the armour, maybe, I don't know how they kind of work. The poses are alright. I don't know, maybe I prefer the poses of the normal Tormentors, because some of these blades and pistols don't really match up. There's a few reverse grips with these, and of course, I just think that this box set really needed, it suffers from the same thing as a lot of Space Marine box sets, in that they duplicate the legs. You're kind of only getting 5 Space Marines duplicated, really. You're probably going to be able to tell the similarities between these leg poses and the normal Tormentors, especially if you had like 30 or 40 of them. The leg poses are going to get quite old, whereas if Games Workshop had modelled 10 separate leg poses, then yeah, that would have been way better. I would have preferred 10 completely different heads and 10 completely different leg poses, and then the arms, bolt pistols and swords, I wouldn't have minded if they were duplicated, maybe, because at least you have the leg poses and the heads that would set them apart. There's plenty of shoulder pauldrons though that are different, which is good. I mean, I think what I'm trying to say is for £44 it's not too much to ask for 10 Tormentors that look all different and 10 Infractors that look all different. Is it really? £44, I think it's reasonable to expect a completely separate set for Infractors and a completely separate set for Tormentors. But there we go. Yeah, some of them are alright. There's a lot of them with like reverse grips or just pointing their swords. None of them actually swiping or slashing. You know, this one's aiming with a reverse grip, aiming down as well. I do like the sickle magazine though, it's quite fun. This one with one of the swords really out, far stretched, like he's sprinting. These are big Space Marines. These are the biggest Space Marines we've ever had. These are bigger than Primaris, and I'll give you a comparison with those a bit later on. So yeah, that's all of the Infractors. Let's have a look at the spare parts that you receive. So here are all of the spare parts. It's kind of like the opposite spare parts of the Tormentors. So you've still got a few, so you've got like bolt guns and plasma guns. You've got melter guns, you know, plasma pistols, more shoulder pauldrons, more blades, another melter gun there. So there's so many, but the way that they're kind of set up, they really only go with these particular arms. And yeah, maybe you could get away with them with Thousand Suns, I don't know, maybe. But there's certainly some kind of fancy Slanesh iconography on them in various places. But yeah, number of heads still remaining. I think the total number they've actually listed, you get 12 helmeted heads, 8 bare heads, 12 shoulder pauldrons, and 12 Emperor's Children shoulder pads and 20 standard ones. So yeah, you get the Rapture whip as well. You get the Rupture lash, should I say, that's what it's called. You get a number of grenades, and like holy hand grenade type looking grenades as well. Yeah, more sort of swords and pouches, some pouches with these. We still don't know what these are for, presumably pleasure. Yeah, I didn't use any of these holding the hand grenades, and I kind of wish I did, because I used one with the Tormentors. They're all the spare parts, decent number. Okay, size comparisons then. So I'm just going to pick this Infractor out of all of them. Compared to, I'd probably say, neutral Tormentor, they're going to be exactly the same size. They are tall Space Marines. They're going to fit very well with each other. Compared to, I guess, the second largest in a way, a Noise Marine. Noise Marines are going to be similar height, but they're just a bit thicker. Probably a little bit taller, especially with that big old power plant sonic blaster thing they've got on the back. And then the tallest of my Emperor's Children models, which is the Lord Exultant. So this chap here is going to be, you know, kind of heads and shoulders above all your other Tormentors and Infractors, and really is going to be leading them. Looks pretty good, stands out, and yeah, just gives you a comparison there. Next to the 3 usual suspects, so we have a Primaris Space Marine, we have Slimarbo, and a normal Space Marine there. So yeah, compared to all of those, it's kind of taller. Like compared to this Primaris, it's very similar, but typically the rest of them, like if you just look at this one maybe, yeah, bit taller than the Primaris. So these are definitely Primaris size Space Marines. There's just no doubt about that. They're way closer to Primaris than they are to you know, your standard Space Marines from before, your non-Primaris, I guess. Okay, this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Infractors. You'll find them in your brand new Emperor's Children Codex, and they will cost you 190 points for 10, or much like the Tormentors, you can have them in a unit of 5 for 95 points. So they cost the same as the Tormentors. Now, what are you getting for these 190 points then? Well, you're getting a movement speed of 7 inches, toughness 4, save of 3+, 2 wounds, leadership 6+, and objective control 2. So it's exactly the same stat line as the Tormentors. The unit composition is 1 Obsessionist and between 4 and 9 Infractors. The Obsessionist is equipped with a bolt pistol power sword. Every Infractor is equipped with bolt pistol and dueling saber. Now the Obsessionist bolt pistol can be replaced with 1 plasma pistol, and the Obsessionist power sword can be replaced with 1 Rapture lash. 1 Infractor can be equipped with 1 Icon of Excess, which is kind of like that Emperor's Children thing on the back of the power plant that I've equipped one with. They're ranged weapons, bolt pistols. They work as usual. They're just a pistol weapon, range of 12 inches, 1 attack, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. The plasma pistol, which, you know, you only have one with the Obsessionist if you choose, that works as normal as well. It's a standard or supercharged profile. The standard is a pistol, range 12 inches, attacks 1, ballistic skill 3+, strength 7, AP -2, damage 1. Or it has a supercharged profile, which is hazardous pistol, range 12 inches, 1 attack, ballistic skill 3+, strength 8, AP -3, and damage 2. The melee weapons, I'll just go through the Obsessionists first then. So the power sword, which is what mine's equipped with, it's a precision weapon, 4 attacks, weapon skill 3+, strength 4, AP -2, damage 1. And the Rapture Lash is another precision weapon with 6 attacks, weapon skill 3+, strength 4, AP -1, and damage 1. So you might want to give them the Rapture Lash instead of the power sword, because although you only forgo 1 armor penetration, but you get an extra 2 attacks with it. Now the dueling sabers, which is what they're all equipped with, which you might not be familiar with, they are a precision weapon, 4 attacks, weapon skill 3+, strength 4, AP -1, damage 1. So the main difference you get between like dueling sabers and like close combat weapons is the dueling sabers, they have 1 extra attack with 4 instead of the 3, and they have an armor penetration, you know, of -1, whereas normal close combat weapon like a dagger or something doesn't have an armor penetration. Their abilities, they have core ability, scout 6 inches, faction ability is thrill seekers, and then excessive assault, which is their specific ability. Each time a model in this unit targets an enemy unit with a melee attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. If the enemy unit is within range of an objective marker, you can reroll the wound roll instead. That's pretty good. They're re-rolling wound rolls of 1, which helps them because, you know, their strength of attack is only 4. And obviously if they're within an objective marker, that means that they can just re-roll wounds. You know, it doesn't have to be a 1. Their war gear abilities, the Icon of Excess works exactly the same as for the Tormentors. At the end of your shooting phase or the fight phase, if the bearer's unit destroyed 1 or more enemy units that phase, the bearer's unit takes a leadership test. If that test is, you gain 1 command point. Keywords: infantry, battle line, grenades, chaos, Slanesh, Infractors, Emperor's Children. So there you go. That is my review of the Infractors. You know, best off in a unit of 10 rather than a unit of 5, whereas the Tormentors, you can kind of get away with 5 of them. If you've got 10 of them, they're going to be pumping out 42 attacks if the Obsessionist is equipped with a Rapture Lash, but if they're not, then it's going to be just straight up 40. So quite a lot of attacks there for only 10 models. They're faster than your average at movement 7 inches. They're survivable at save of 3+, and they all have 2 wounds each. And their objective control is pretty good too, but you're best off bundling all 10 of them in like a Rhino. I'm not really sure how on earth 10 of them could fit in a Rhino, but you could do that. They're not that expensive as well, being 190 points, but they have a more specific battle line use because they're equipped with those dueling sabers, as opposed to the Tormentors, which are more versatile and can be equipped with those higher strength weapons like the melter guns and plasma guns. I think they're a good looking unit. I still prefer the look of the Tormentors, even though they're kind of the same box set. You've really got to invest some time in getting the right poses for them though, but at least you can mix and match all of their arm weapons. What do you guys think of the Infractors? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be good to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Death to the False Emperor.